I also think it's a good idea, when we are shifting how we're working to be intentional about connecting with other leaders, because I think it can be really isolating. And I also think it can be really hard to keep focused when you're trying to do all the things while keeping yourself and your family safe. So for me, this was an opportunity to get a hand, get some inspiration, hear from other people, but it was also an opportunity to lend a hand if there were people that needed some of what I might have to offer.
Well, thank you. And well said. I mean, well said all over the place.
I do my
One of the
best.
notes I have in right along the lines of what you have is, this is a time to focus on other people, not us, because if we go inward, we're going to be down. If we go outward, we're going to be helpful, I think. So I agree with you, Nancy. Do you want to talk a little bit about the digital stuff, since you're really accustomed to, as we are, working remotely and maximizing that? Do you have thoughts for the people on the call on how to be really effective if they aren't used to doing that?
Sure. I mean, I think, one thing that I'm noticing in my clients is that we've all talked for probably the last 15 years about the capability of working remotely or distributed, but whether or not we've actually done it or felt comfortable doing is something else entirely. So a lot of organizations haven't put together their remote working policies. They haven't really talked about it enough to make it a cultural reality. So what we're doing right now is helping our clients conduct business as usual, which is so important in a time of crisis. And I think in doing that, we're helping our clients think through what are the tools that they need, what are the conversations they need to be having, what kind of communication do they need to establish, and how do they really manage remote teams. And I think, we all have the tools available to us, whether or not we use them or something else entirely, but we're talking with our clients about video conferencing, which is what we're doing right now. We're
Amen.
talking to them about remote technology, things like messaging software and VPN. We're talking to them about VPN, virtual private networks, which a lot of small businesses have never even considered before. We're talking about cloud storage. I think when we talk about the cloud, we think big enterprise, the enterprise class, Amazon Web Services type solutions, but truly the cloud is for document sharing and, synchronous or asynchronous communication. So it's things like Dropbox. We're talking about paid apps like Slack or free apps like Skype and Google Hangouts for video conferencing and real-time messaging.